See, few hundred years ago, sugar was kind of what ran the world's economy because it was such a rare commodity. Folks who were making sugar out of sugar cane down in the Bahamas, I think, and farther south, they made a lot of money because people wanted sugar all over the world, and even here in the United States, before we were the United States, when people were here, it was hard to get sugar, and the only way to get it was that they learned from the natives who were living here that how to make syrup or sugar from the maple trees. And so my favorite story from the history of sugar making comes around the time of the American Revolution, as they were, and that was in this area, here in the Mohawk Valley. There was British troops attempting to cut across New York from Canada, and or come down the Hudson River to Albany to kind of cut off upstate New York and make it part of Canada, or certainly to take over the territory and force the rebels farther south, or to defeat them. And so there was a lot of raids in the area here. The very historic raids here in Cherry Valley at Fort Herkimer, which is just down the road from me here. And way back then, when they were trying to figure out when the next raid was coming and where it was coming from, they sent a scouting party of about six scouts south of here to go scout out where the next raiding party might be coming. And they said, oh, by the way, while you're there looking around, why don't you make some sugar for the fort? Because they didn't have any sugar. And so I guess it was the right time of the year, and they were doing like I did, tapping trees, building fires, boiling sap. And I don't know if you noticed, but just my little fire is like a little signal to people around the area. People can smell the wood burning and the smoke, and they could also smell the sap as it's starting to turn into syrup behind me. And you can imagine about 6 guys in the woods with axes and saws and pounding with mallets to get the taps into the trees and keeping fires going 24 hours a day to kind of make sugar for the fort. What was bound to happen was that they were captured by the enemy, and they were taken as prisoners to Canada. So I thought that was just kind of the funny story, because I make a lot of noise when I'm traipsing through the woods when it's snowy to kind of find the right tree to get the tree tapped, etc. And then burning fires. It's pretty much throwing up a big flag like, hey, I'm over here, come capture me. And so I'm sure those folks who were captured making sugar were probably the ones that started the maple syrup industry in Canada.